Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities taking on the challenges that they face both in and out of their schooling at Windshire University. Skogar, a half-orc bounty hunter with no concept of personal space. Lukar, a halfling wild magic sorcerer whose best friend is a voice in his head. Lissa, a mage-breeding wizard with zero interest in melee combat, and her familiar Bigwing. Jack, a rogue, a fighter, a bard? Well, maybe none of those things, unless he declares a major. Velma, a rogue with a penchant for exposing the truth. And Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric with a big heart and even bigger issues with socializing. Let's follow them on their adventures throughout Eberron on their journey to become heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick the rules that work for us and build our own lore in a freestyle fashion. So let's jump right back into the action with another episode of Eberron Adventures. When I say I have a lot of fun things, I mean I think I have a lot of fun things. The jury will be still out on whether or not you all think that.
You're here to have fun too.
Yeah, that's true. Although sometimes it could be borderline sadistic, so that's why I say that. But I think everybody has that penchant every once in a while, right? Ice Fleet, but anyway. So the question. Welcome back to the next part of what happened to Lukar and where did he go? And what's the rest of the group going to do? What sort of wacky hijinks will they get into this evening? But first I wanted to start with a question, and I wanted to throw in, I was trying to think of an interesting one to kind of maybe throw you guys off a little bit and challenge the brain. So my question for you all, for your characters, for this virtual roundtable is going to be, what is the one, if you can narrow it down to one thing, what is the one thing that your character values the most that your parents or parent has done for you? We'll start with, I feel like we should start with Azuri.
Oh, you're going to throw a bomb on it and then we have to...
Yeah.
On the spot. Okay. So Azuri is most thankful for his parents after he came back, after he had run away and had his encounter with the Dreaming Dark. He came back to them, and the first thing that they did was they were like, oh my goodness, are you okay, Azuri? They wanted to make sure that Azuri was okay. They weren't mad at him for running away. They didn't even ask why. Azuri had like a whole thing he wanted to spew, but they were just happy to have him back. And then they were just real concerned about his safety after he told them about the encounter. So the fact that his parents didn't make a big deal of him sort of having a moment and running away and then like we're just wanting to protect him is the thing that he is going to hold on to. And that's why he's here. He came to this school to try to be protected, and we'll see how that happens, how that goes.
Yeah. That's a good thing to appreciate, I would say. What about Skogar?
So Skogar wouldn't say this to the group, but he does appreciate the fact that he was kind of sent on this mining expedition, and really Skogar was interested in it because they were going to go to the far reaches out to the Shadow Marshes, places he's never explored, and he really wanted to just survey and pay attention to the landscape and the real interesting areas where it kind of hooks up into the mountains in the northeast. But what Skogar took back from that trip is something he found mining, and he's never really shown it to anybody. He has an idea of what it is, but he carries with him something that he knows is very special, very valuable, and he always keeps that close. So he appreciates his parents sending him out there, but he would never bring it up with them. Maybe his mom doesn't quite trust, bringing it up to his dad. Maybe some of you glimpsed a onyx-looking shard kind of sitting out in his pack or in the room at some point, but he's never talked about it.
Nice. What about
I wanted
Jack?
to bring that up since I haven't really talked about that in a minute, and it was a special thing that you did.
No, it's good. It'll come more into play as time goes on, I'm sure. What about Jack? Because all we know about Jack really is that he's kind of a solo guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, growing up, his parents kind of, I don't know if it's not that, maybe they didn't have time for him, maybe they didn't care for him, maybe they had their own shit going on. But, like, the fact of the matter is, he was left mostly on his own to take care of himself. And, I guess the only thing he's really thankful for his parents is that, like his dad would drag him to the Blazeball games. And anytime Blazeball came through, and maybe his father was more interested in Blazeball than his own son. And maybe they never actually played Blazeball catch at all in the backyard. And, that's, maybe he's holding on to resentment. And maybe there's something about, the fact that his feelings towards Blazeball today come from, those Blazeball games in the past where his dad couldn't keep his eyes off the Blazeball despite whatever Jack may or may not have been getting into. And so, that's, I guess that kind of like that individuality, that self-reliance, like you can't, it might not have been his first choice, but that's what he's gotten from it. And especially since when push came to shove and when Jack's village did what they did, sent him away, his parents were also part of that and didn't stick up for him. Like he realized that you can't rely on anybody but yourself. So I guess that's the one thing you could take away from the harsh latchkey existence that he grew up with, and the neglectfulness that he received.
Yeah, that's intense. That's really intense, and that speaks a lot to kind of like Jack's his sort of performative nature, right? Because like maybe one would say it's deflecting.
I mean, we're not going to armchair psychologists. This
no,
stuff,
not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Just a little color commentary in between.
Does Jack see therapy? No. Should he? Maybe.
Quite possible. What about Velma? What's the one thing that Velma, the one thing that she can really reflect on that she appreciates about her parents or parent?
Well, it didn't happen when she was a young child, too young to wonder why daddy's not home either. But when she was a teenager and more able to handle it, her father did go to jail to protect sources. And from that, she learned some of his sense of integrity had rubbed off on her, and she carried that into her college career, trying to launch as a cub reporter. But it gets difficult because none of her stories run in the school paper. She's not allowed near the layout station. She just feels like set aside. I'm sure it's just because all first years are basically ignored. But along with that, going out on these adventures, and she nearly died more than once. And let's face it, the mercenary life does pay a lot better than the journalistic side. She feels the pull of the private investigator instead of the cub reporter. But she's trying to resist the lure of Jim Rockford, let's say. And it doesn't help that now she has a force cannon that looks kind of like a 44 snubby. So she might develop along a more hard-boiled line than a hard-boiled detective instead of a hard-boiled reporter.
Nice. That's good stuff. So let's see. Lukar.
So Lukar really appreciates that not only was he adopted by his parents, but like they never treated him any different. It's one thing to get adopted when you're, I wasn't a baby when I got adopted, and they picked me out of all the kids in the orphanage, even though I was a halfling, so not even human like they were, but they never treated me any different. And they even knew a little bit about the fact that I was exposed to some magical mists back in the day, and they didn't know what that could mean for them. And yet they treated me just like their own and never, acknowledged the fact that I was a halfling and different from them. If something had to go on the top shelf of the shop, they didn't say like, oh, well, Lukar can't do it. They said, Lukar, go put this on the top shelf. And I had to figure out a way, like, get in a chair and standing up and put it up there. The shop had to keep running. So, And then, even though there was only the two of them running the shop with my help, they were willing to send me off to college when I got the scholarship that I got. So I appreciate all they've done for me.
Yeah. And I mean, it's obvious that they still need you because, I mean, she called you, right? Like, come zap yourself here and help me.
And I'm on my way. Yeah.
Yeah. One would hope. You're right. You're on your way. And this was just a really bad choice.
Yes.
Last but certainly not least, what about Lissa?
All right. So Lissa, it's definitely not like if you were to ask her this right now, she'd be like, nothing, absolutely nothing. They've done nothing for me. Goodbye. But honestly, if you dig into her heart of hearts, she probably would say her love and appreciation for nature. So like she basically grew up on a horse ranch. And then like every day interacting with the horses and making sure they were well cared for and thinking about nature and just being one with nature and all that kind of good stuff. So she loves nature, and she definitely got that from her parents, whether or not she wants to admit it right now. Definitely from her parents.
Okay. I dig that. I would say right now, since she's been around a lot more often, and over the last so many sessions, for Sable, I think the one thing that Sable appreciates about her parents is how genuinely kind and they are and gentle they are to their fellow people, like humanoids, right? Because they are from a house of healing, which is why they don't approve of Sable's choice to go down the road of being a druid, because they don't understand why she wouldn't want to help people and heal them, and Sable's like, just don't understand me, just don't get me. But she does appreciate how loving and caring they are, because that has transferred onto her how she is with all of you, and most importantly, Alyssa. And I figured it out. We can call Sable's whole thing. We can call it like, it's like Lissa rage. So like when Lissa is put into a position of danger in some way, shape, or form, Sable will rage, and then she just, what's rage is like you get advantage on attacks or something, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just say that like she'll get advantage on her attacks.
Nice.
Only when you're in danger though. If you're not in danger, then it's not going to happen.
Then it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's that. All right. So let's try to jump into this bad boy because there's a lot happening. Where we last left our group of staunch adventurers. I don't know. You gotta mix up the adjectives, I guess, maybe, I suppose. They so all of you had, let's see, there's many of you still breaking rocks. Except for one. And that one is Lukar. And Lukar decided to jump into the weird rift portal thing that was like right in front of him, because he got vibes that from Astrid that, oh, it's fine, it's cool, just jump in it, everything will be fine. And so Lukar did that because he thought, I got to figure out how I got to get to my parents. I got to get to my mom. Got to get to the store. Got to save my mom. So let's take a second to kind of establish a voice spoke to you, Lukar, upon your entry into this domain, and was saying,
"Oh my God, I was not expecting you to be here. This is so wild. Are you stopping by? I wasn't expecting to see you so soon."
And we'll pick up right there.
Are you Astrid?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Who else is it going to be, man? Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I've never actually been in your presence. I've just sort of heard you in my head, so it's a little weird.
I mean, I get that. I can understand that. I'm hoping I get to see you, but I mean, I don't know, man. There's okay. There's a lot of people that aren't really happy you're here right now.
Well, aren't I supposed to be going somewhere? Like, I don't need to be here. Don't I need to be with my mom?
And then you see like this, you just see this like mist in front of you because you're in this like, let's see, where do we say? Yeah, you're on a path ahead of you that almost appears like a broken down brick road and a very faint green mist that presents itself in a trail that leads further down the path. So the green mist sort of like forms this like weird looking cartoonish hand. It just kind of points further down the road. And then assumedly the voice of Astrid says, yeah, you might just want to ease on down this road right here. And
do I actually see him? Like,
no.
Her? No, I just no. There's a voice in a place where I'm
the voice is like, it went from being like
in my head to outside,
like in here, to like actually it feels like it's outside somewhere in front of you.
So am I going to see you, or should I just keep going? Or like, it feels like we've got a lot to talk about, and yet I need to get here, and I don't want to overstay my welcome.
So I think you should keep walking.
Yeah.
And well, okay, wait, hold on. So just do me a favor for a second and just shh and listen. Do a perception check.
That is a 15.
Okay. So you think that's with like bonuses and stuff included?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think you can hear these voices that, although they're speaking common, it's that kind of like weird monster kind of common, right? Creature kind of common, where it's like, raspy and shitty sounding. So it's like, he's here. Why is he here? He should have been here. No, he can't be here. He doesn't belong. And then you can hear like the sound almost like of, and it's really faint, like wooden, like people trying to grab like a bunch of wooden poles and stuff, right? Like you hear like when like a bunch of like broomsticks or poles or something kind of clash together, that sound of like almost like the sound of like wood. And you hear a few like what sounds like some swords, like metal crossing of swords, but not in like an attack, more of like a shing, shing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're hearing all these noises, really faint. Astrid's like, see what I mean, man? You should go. You should really go. Seriously.
We should talk later though, and I'll move on down the road.
Yeah, I'll try to hit you up. I'll try to hit you up on your way out. So you got to just go a little bit. You got to just go a little bit of ways down. I mean, Let me see. In your time zone, maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, are my
Of-
friends
of-
going to come after me? Are you going to send them too?
No, man. You said see ya, and then the door closed behind you.
Okay,
You're kind of on your own, bro.
all right.
I mean, I'll keep an eye. I'll keep an eye out for you, but I mean, you're on your own when you get to the other side.
All right. I just remember that Professor Pinefeather always says don't split the party, so I might have screwed something up here. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass on my final. I take my little halfling steps down the road and keep moving along.
And Astrid says, "Oh man, she cool. You'll be fine. You'll
All
be
right.
fine. You'll be fine." Man, this might get you this if you frame this right, this might get you some sweet extra credit.
Sounds good. All right.
You're-
Well, don't let those guys catch up with me.
I got you. I'll come back and connect with you in a few.
Okay.
So let's go back to the group who've been diligently breaking rocks, which is so thrilling and exciting. I'm not going to bring the map back up that I had up, but you can probably still visualize and remember. So the majority of the small rocks have been broken up, and you're just all kind of like doing it urgent. You're still doing it like quickly, but you've gotten into more of a groove now, and it's more of just a team effort of like breaking these rocks down and smashing stuff up, you know. And Seamus is like, "Oh, all right, you guys are doing a great job. Let's keep going. Careful, you know, watch your lower backs. This stuff can start to hurt after a while." So Velma was the one that Lukar said to, "All right, see you later," and just, "I gotta go," and just left. So let's pick up with that, what that felt like for Velma and anybody else that may have caught it.
Well, just in case nobody else caught it, the Lukar just disappeared in a rift that opened. Are these rocks creating a rift, or is breaking them creating rifts that steal us away? I will do a Arcanic check. That part was said out loud, so everybody is at least aware that Lukar is no longer with us.
Okay.
Well, what if Lukar's like in the crystal and we break it? What happens then?
One Arcanic check at a time, please. That was 22.
Nice.
To figure out if breaking these crystals is what's like when the sparks shoot off of a shattered shard, if that opens a rift or not.
You're based on that roll, you're pretty sure that was an anomaly.
Okay.
And that's not what should happen.
Do you want to do an Arcanic check, Zuri, since that's your question?
Yeah, so Azuri is gonna look within the rock to see if he sees Lukar.
Okay.
Skogar will assist.
This seems like perception more than Arcana, though.
I'm small, but I'm not that small.
Perception's an 18, so I'm looking in the big crystal to see if I see it.
You just see a bunch of weird reflections of your own face from, you know how like it's like, because it's like such an oddly shaped crystal and it's pretty much clear almost, to where you can see little reflections of your face scattered inside of it.
Right as you're focusing on it, Skogar goes, because he was mining right next to
yes, he was. Missouri.
He just goes boom, like a mighty blow, like right there, right.
And so yeah, okay, so that's all. Okay, so do Izuri, do a dexterity save.
6.
A 6.
Oh.
Okay,
Can I
so
do a strength just to see how hard I hit it?
Yes, please do.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a 15 strength. But remember,
okay.
I'm using a mining pick and background as a miner.
Yeah.
I feel like I hit it.
Yeah. Why don't you roll with advantage?
All right. Oh my gosh. Now it's a 21.
There you go. So you hit that so hard, and the crack that it makes, it sounds like literally like someone just cracked a tree trunk. That it's so loud, and it's just like, and you see it like,
oh, my
you see
lower
the
back.
crack branch,
Oh, my
branch
lower
down.
back.
Seamus is like, I told you, yet you still did it anyway. And he's like, you got to be careful, but nice shot though. And Zuri, you just fall backwards. You're just like, the shockwave sends you flying back, and all you can think in your head is, "Oh, didn't see Lukar," as you fall back to the ground and land, and like you land so hard that like your breath is pushed out of you. So you're prone, for the moment, and Jack is Jack doing anything? Just kind of, is he still doing the like tap tap tap?
Yeah, he was like tapping away, and I guess he's just kind of like paying attention to the other two, like what's going on? Like, have we figured it out yet, or should I stop breaking the rocks? There's like there's barely any rock chips below him. Should I stop? Should I keep going?
Well, do me a favor though.
Breaking rocks to start with. I would start, Zach. I know you're strong.
I mean, I have been hitting the gym lately. Thanks for noticing, Skogar.
Well, Lissa, are you
it's not false.
Lissa's just shaking. She just shakes her head at the shenanigans and continues to blast away at the rocks.
Okay, so you shoot. Roll a d20.
All right. Let's see. 8.
Okay. As we said, you'd have to roll. We talked about this, you have to roll super low, right, in order to miss a rock. So that's not super low enough. So you've been plugging away at this rock for a few rounds, right? So This is the shot that disintegrates it.
Awesome.
And as you destroy the rock, like the cracked earth underneath it, where that green light, where that light was, starts to close up.
Nice.
and gets thinner, right? So, but the rock behind that rock is what's keeping that. So, like it's all, everything leads to the big one and to the big guy that Skogar just put a nice size crack in. So, and then Seamus, he takes a swing at it. He just makes the crack a little bit bigger, and he's like, I'm getting tired. He's Skogar, man. Skogar, you're killing it. Doing a great job. This might be extra credit for you.
All right.
And then so another couple rounds go by, and let's fast forward, and you've all the other small rocks are gone. The big crystal that's left is like it's like a couple parts of it are nubs, and then there's like one still sort of sizable large piece left that's kind of nestled in the center, towards the back, almost like it's a tall backing of like a chair or something, if you were to envision what that would look like. And I'd like to give Skogar an opportunity for a finishing blow if he rolls high enough.
Yeah, you see right there where that crystal starts? That's where I'm at. And he just he walks up, and he stands up, and it's like he's practicing a golf swing. He just takes his pick, swings it back, sets his feet up, got to hit right at the bottom, and he swings down as hard as he can with all of his might. It's an 8 unless you still let me do advantage, and then it would be a 17.
Oh, it's still advantage. Especially in this specific scenario. If it was an enemy, I don't know that I would give such a thing out so freely, but I think it's good for the context. So I would also envision that Skogar would do a thing where he'd spin the pickaxe like a drumstick for a second almost. Yeah. Because it's so natural to him to be doing this activity.
So he does that in between his practice swing and his real swing. Right, so he did practice swings, brings it up, twists it in the air, doesn't really look, and just like a miner out of a Seven Dwarfs Disney movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's muttering some murder hobos lyrics and just connects. And upon
I'm sorry.
And that shot hits dead center into the meatiest part of that last big section of crystal, and it's like you hear of the cracking of it slowly cracking and getting like a sheet of ice right over a pond or something, and then it just goes and just completely disintegrates into the air, into a mist, like a very sparkly mist, to the point where there's so much dust on the ground that there's like little piles of this green dust on the ground, and the crystal is gone, and the remaining part of the ground that was cracking open has sealed up. And Seamus says, "Oh, hell of a job, guys. We did it. Okay. I'm starting to think we don't have to go much farther now. I think we're almost there." And does anybody, before we switch back to Lukar, does anybody want to do anything or take an action or prepare anything or check anything of the surroundings or anything like that before we switch over?
Well, I guess Lukar's gone forever now that the crystals are gone. He wasn't a bad roommate. And I kind of glanced sideways at Zuri.
I mean,
what do you know about these crystals, old man? And what does it have to do with that rift that we assume is anomalous?
Are you saying this to Seamus?
Yes. Is he an old man?
You call him an old man? He's like,
Is he over 30?
He's like,
I mean, we're college kids. So.
Yes, he is.
I'm
Right.
19, and you, old man.
Young college kids, bunch of bastards.
says, Velma, you're kind of hurting my feelings a little bit there. So all I know is that the reason why Gorvin stays here is because he breaks these things up. If he doesn't break these things up, then his energy takes over, and that's when we run into the big problems. Because that's when bad portals and rifts open up, and lots of unsavory characters come through them and come into our world. And so
Luckily, we sent them one of our unsavory characters in Lukar. Am I right?
Well, I mean, Jackie, I appreciate the humor, but I don't know. I hope he's okay.
Do you know of any way that we might find out where he's gone? I mean, hoping is great, but Lukar's somewhere.
I wish I knew.
Alone. And, we don't usually just split the party and leave it.
So I think it's I think by you saying somewhere alone, I think that's a perfect time to cut over to Lukar. And he
he's in a dance party.
He's most assuredly not alone, because as we rejoin Lukar, he's being chased by a bunch of these like little gremlin looking weird dudes with sticks, and a couple of them have like some short swords that almost look like slightly oversized toothpicks, and they're like dump along, and they're like chasing after you, and probably about maybe it's about 120 feet difference between where they are to where you are, because they're smaller than you. So right now, you are faster than them, and you're actually relishing in the moment that you're actually faster than somebody, because that's typically not a luxury that you get to explore. And Astrid comes back. It's like,
Okay. All right, bro. You're fine. I mean, you got like, I don't know, maybe a few rounds tops, like 18 seconds. I don't know, like 30 seconds, maybe something like that. I don't know. Before you get to where you need to get to. You might want to try to figure out how you're gonna put a little bit more distance between you and these nasty little pieces of shit back here.
Yeah, like if I get wherever I'm going is like door I came through and going out, will that close so they're not going to follow me to wherever I am? I don't want mom to have to see these guys.
Oh yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be
Okay.
fine.
So wait, I thought I'm
I,
faster than them. Are they really going to catch up with me?
But I mean, in actuality, though, I mean, you might want to maybe do something about them.
Can I? How, what do I see in front of me? Like, what am I running toward?
I mean, there's only four of them. I mean, it's not that many.
Yeah, well, what's in front of me? Like, what do I see in front of me? What am I running towards?
So you are running like you're still on a brick path. There's still some green mist, but it's a little less. It's a little bit more like just sparse, right? It's not, it lost that form that it took because you're on the path, so it doesn't need to like guide you. And the one thing though is that you see, it seems like the path is endless. Like it just seems like it's just more of the same as far as the eye can see, right? And what you see is just like lots of trees at different perspectives, right? So a few up close, and the further away it goes, it's like there's patches where it gets dense and then it gets sparse again. You see some bushes scattered around, but as you glance up, you see sky that's like not the normal color of a blue sky. A blue sky, it's like a light magenta, purple-y kind of light purple kind of thing going on. And you see lots of little things flitting through the sky really quick. Like maybe they're birds, who knows? You don't know.
All
and
right.
then and you see you see a lot of things, and then sometimes you swear you catch you see like another plane that's like up like over here, like not like a plane, like a almost rift? No, like a piece of land that's up floating upside down with but the rules of gravity are adhering it to things to that, right? Up in the air. So.
All right. Well, to deter the guys behind me, maybe, and put a little room between me and them, I'm going to send a ray of frost, and I will use a sorcery point to twin it and try to hit two of them.
Okay, that sounds good.
So the first one is a 24 to hit.
That is for sure a hit.
The second one is a 9 to hit.
Okay. You hit the first one for sure.
The one that I hit is 5 points of frost damage and slows him down 10 feet.
You freeze up its feet together, and it just kind of goes like, you freeze its feet together, it's running, and then it goes and falls over, right? Because it can't do anything with its feet. And one of them, when you say that, one of them is like, don't belong, go away, don't belong, not your home anymore. And that one throws a rock at you, and I'm assuming hits with a 21.
Yeah.
But it's only a rock, so that's 2 bludgeoning damage for you. And then the other one, the other one says, not my king. And he throws a rock, and it just hits the ground in front of him. Like he crit fails. So he's just like freaking out, like trying to do something and nothing works. And it's going to be we'll go back to your turn again.
And I'll yell again, I'm trying to leave. And I keep running. But I will do 2 more rays of frost. What the hell?
Okay.
I got sorcery points to burn.
Ray of Frost is a cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay.
25 to hit on one and
That's a hit.
12 on the other.
Both hits. So this time you hit, you go, it's like, and as it hits them, they're like kind of close together, running towards you with like, and they both get hit with the ray of frost, and so they end up like getting adhered to each other and frozen in like a big ice ring around them, and they just kind of struggle with each other and get more mad, like, go this way, no, you go this way, don't go that way. They just kind of run in circles, like just like so confused. And there's still one running after you, and the one running after you says, family, no, why you go, and misses you with the rocket it throws at you, and it's back to your turn yet again.
Right. Well,
and you hear Astrid go, you're doing such a great job. You're almost there.
What the hell are they talking about, though? Another ray of frost, a 15 to hit.
Okay. That is a hit.
15 points of damage, I'm assuming.
Oh, this one freezes up and it goes, you yell. And it's just like, as it's like kind of jump, it's like jumping as it's running. So you catch it in midair, freeze it solid, and it lands and just smashes.
Yikes.
And the two that were like in the ice ring trapped together, they look at you, they see that, their eyes get really big. Because these little gremlin things, man, they're smaller than you. And they're just like, they just look at you with these big eyes and they're like, go this way. And they both look in the other direction and both run in tandem in the opposite direction of you. And Astrid's like, you did so well. It's just right up there. The door out of here is just right up there. You're fine.
Right. But what do they mean? Like, not my home and not my family and the king thing. What was that all about?
They're weird. They're weird. It doesn't mean anything. They just say weird shit all the time.
What are those things? Weird. All right.
So they're called boggles.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're called boggles, and they just like, they kind of repopulate really quick, and I'm not really sure how it all works. But if there's a couple hanging out together, then the next thing you know, that couple is a throuple. Then it's 8, then it's 12, then it's 20, then it's 30, then it's 50, and they just keep growing and growing and growing en masse. Weird. But they only grow in mass. They grow in mass in different planes more than they do here. It takes longer for them to grow in mass here.
Where are we? Here where?
This is where it's my home. It's where I live.
Oh, okay. But why did they think it was my home? What were they saying? It's not my home? I know it's not my home. I'm from Thrain.
Well, you were adopted, right?
Yeah, but like, we don't talk about what happened before that. I don't remember much.
I can see how that's a possibility. Why you wouldn't?
Like, this place does seem maybe a little familiar. I'm just confused. I better see what mom's going on with mom though.
Roll a history check with disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I failed.
Okay. Astrid's like, yeah, well, I mean, bro, we got all the time in the world, so we don't have to figure it all out right now.
Right.
But I mean, what I can tell you is I saw you when you were really young, and I just started seeing you again. And it's really cool that I get to see you again.
All right, cool.
I think it's something to do with all the weird magic that's happening for you.
Yeah, I think that's why I've been trying to like keep some of that magic on the down low, because it seems like weird stuff happens if I go too crazy.
I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why you're able to communicate with me is because of this magic is starting to present itself to you.
Yeah. Well, all right.
So
lots is I've got lots of confusing feelings right now.
I mean, if you cast some powerful spells once in a while, if things get a little wonky, it's going to get better over time. Because you'll get better at it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got something that I've been working on. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. It could be so cool. But I wish my friends are around to see it because I don't want to waste it with them not being around.
Well, you know what they say about wishes.
I don't have that yet. What did they say about wishes?
I don't know. I thought you knew.
Uh,
And then Astrid goes, okay, turn right up here. And then as you turn right, you see a big open portal, just like you saw before. And it's like you're almost like kind of looking from above a little bit.
yeah.
But it's not like on like you're on the ceiling. It's not like you're flat looking up. It's more like you're looking like this kind of at an angle.
Right.
So you're looking and you see your mom with like a frying pan in one hand and she's smacking one of those boggle things in the face. And you like, so you're connecting dots like, wait a minute, I just whooped 4 boggles ass in like in 2 rounds. So I'm gonna look so cool. I'm gonna look so cool in front of my mom if I pull this off. So you see the portal and that's where we're gonna stop you for a second.
Okay.
And we're gonna go back to the rest of the gang. And the rest of the gang, you guys are. So you've crushed, you destroyed the rocks, all the crystals, everything's good. That whole area is cleared up, cleaned up. Did anybody grab any souvenirs before moving onward?
I mean, I think Jack would definitely take a piece of this rock. It seems like it's dangerous and evil and bad. So like, why not take a piece of it?
You should do an investigation check though.
Oh, but that would require me actually thinking about what I'm doing, which I'm not really doing. But let's roll that anyways. See what happens. All right. Hold on. I got a 9, but I believe I have the pluses on it. So let me.
I was going to say we could do it at disadvantage if that makes you feel better.
No, you're fine. Skills investigation. I have a +4, so that's a 13 altogether.
Okay. You find one super tiny piece because all you see is like just all of those rocks the crystals have been turned into dust. So there's little piles of dust all over the place.
Man, you guys are strong. You really dusted these bad boys' pockets, the little piece he's got. I don't think Lukar's ever coming back.
Seamus is, oh, come on now, Jack, don't say that. Don't say that now.
I guess I'm just confused, like, as to where, like, what are we doing about Lukar? Like, I mean,
did he have a favorite bar? You should probably go get drunk.
If I know Lukar, he's at a restaurant eating something.
Exactly. I'm
We
sure
should
he's
probably all get stuffed.
His favorite place is the the food court at the place. So I think if we just go back to the cafeteria, we'll probably find him. Right? Like
totally.
If he was portaling to where he wanted to be, he'd probably portal to the cafeteria, or I guess maybe his parents' house, because he always talks about his parents too, in like his shop.
So
those are my ideas.
Seamus,
and the cafeteria is back at home, so I think maybe we should just go there.
Seamus jumps in. He says, guys, I mean, I'm sure he's probably okay. I could still use you guys' help for a little bit longer.
As long as he brings back sandwiches, I don't care if it's from the cafeteria or his mom packed them, but like, I'm starving here. So, yeah. Continue on.
All right. I mean, Seamus, let's do this. I mean, I guess we'll just leave Lukar to his own fate.
He pats you on the back and says, well, yeah, Jackie, he'll be all right. That's I think those things are like probably just teleported somewhere.
I mean, obviously.
I'm sure he's probably all right.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong to take a teleportation from this evil rock that you say brings bad shit and brings bad shit here? I mean, you're right. Why worry? Why worry, Seamus? Let's go.
Yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong.
Exactly. Skogar knows.
Right. All right. So,
did we know that that Lukar could do that? Is that new, or have I just not been like?
I don't know. That dude's been mumbling to himself for like a couple of weeks now. He's really been odd lately. I mean, more so.
wow, that's great.
Wish I could teleport back to my room.
and read my books.
He like Lukar's been mumbling to himself more than Azuri has been.
Not saying something.
Right?
That's awesome. So let me, so you enter a, so as you leave this space and you're going on the opposite side of the Eldritch Groves, you're starting to get back into forested land again. Seamus is leading the way, and he's tracking, and he's checking trees, and he's seeing broken branches, and he's like, guys, I'm telling you, I think we're pretty close. I gotta say, I really think we're close.
Here's a map.
So as you enter a fairly open forest area with some decent wide trails. So to the listeners that don't get the opportunity to see this glorious PowerPoint map skills being displayed right now, all of you guys are going to be color coded, and the legend's right over here on the left. And I put Lukar in there just because. Don't get too excited because he's not here. But yeah, so Seamus is walking in. He's walking in this way, and we could do some kind of a marching order if you'd like. If you guys want to tell me who's going in order behind Seamus, and I will put you there.
I mean, I've been chatting with Seamus, and I've been wanting to get out of here, so I think Jack would be right next to him.
Azuri's all the way in the back. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
I can be following behind Seamus.
Okay.
Not right up in it, but
yeah,
nearby.
right up in it. Yeah. So.
Listen, Sable will be somewhere in the middle, maybe by Azuri.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Sable's like, come on, Azuri. Don't be such a wuss. It's gonna be fine. Let's just keep going. We don't have that much further to go.
I mean, I feel like it's always my thing to say. We always have the option to turn back. I know he's like, oh, it's just a little farther. We can keep going. We can always turn back.
And we've been fine every time, Azuri. Every time.
Fine
so far.
I mean, we've all come back, right? I mean,
yeah.
not Lukar this time, but like we're all still here minus Lukar, so I don't know what you're worried about.
Everything's gonna be fine. Hey, Skogar. And where is Skogar in the group?
Skogar is probably edging Azuri on. Yeah, like we only lost like one guy. Like
that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Think of all the things we've did this semester, this year.
Yeah. I mean, like growing up, if we only lost one person on the hike.
One guy a year, assuming a maximum of 5 years, one of us will come out.
I could just be the new number 6. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
I love it. It's like
a new member of the band.
That's right, Sable. We had 6. We still have 6. I don't.
Even better.
It's like we had no loss.
That's my point. I think it's gonna be fine. So if Lukar doesn't come back, I'll be the new Lukar, but I'll be Sable, and it'll be fun. And it'll be a good time. We'll have a lot of fun. But if he does come back, then I still get to be me anyway. So it's really a win-win for me.
I hope we do find Lukar, to be honest with you.
Well,
all things considered.
Lukar did always have a pocket full of cookies, and I practiced my pickpocket skills. So,
Wade, you got some of those cookies? He's got the best food.
not right now. I mean, we got to get Lukar back, unless Sable wants to start being the cookie supply.
I'm not gonna give all you guys cookies. What's
Listen,
wrong with you?
Ixnay on the able say, all right? Let's not get her too built up, okay? She's already really getting on my nerves. I'm like this close.
Sable looks at you and just gives you the meanest look. As she puts her hair back, like puts it in a really crappy ponytail.
You were not supposed to hear me.
And just starts stomping away. She's like, I got good ears. And you guys are gonna keep walking down this path as Seamus is leading the way. And as you get pretty much around this whole section, and you're still following closely behind him, you see that there is actually you see some commotion up in front of you, and you see it looks like a star on the map, but in reality, you see a person that is strapped to a tree, and in front of that person, you see what look to be like three like, they look like hounds, kind of, but they're pretty large and very, very scary looking. They have like almost like a humanoid kind of face to them. They're actually called Yeth Hound, Yeth. And there's you see three of those, and then that for now is what you see. And Seamus says, "Gov, is that you?" And you see you see this guy who is strapped, not looking that cool, because like you see a rather muscular half elf, looks like a half elf and a dwarf mixed together, which is kind of an interesting combination. So it's got dwarven and elven features mixed together, but not at the height of a dwarf, more at the height of like a regular human. So it's like a shorter elf, but a much taller dwarf. And he's tied. He's restrained to this tree really tightly. And he's like, and he starts to come to in a little bit. And he's, Seamus, did you bring me something to eat? Put his head back down, as he's barely alive, and these hounds just snarl at you. So why don't all of you roll for initiative, please? And Lukar, you should also roll for initiative.
Got it.
And feel free to just shout out your number.
14 for Skogar.
Got it.
19 for Velma.
Okay.
19 for Lukar.
Nice.
12 for Alyssa.
Okay.
9 for Azuri.
Okay. What about Mr. I Hate Sable? AKA Jack. You're muted.
Apologies. I also got a 19. I thought I said
All right. And then is Lissa going to roll for Sable?
For Sable, yeah, she got a 15.
Nice. Got some high rollers tonight, guys. Well done.
Yeah, look at us. Who would have thought?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we're
Zuri too.
yeah.
And
So we're
Zuri.
gonna cut back to Lukar real quick. So Lukar, you're over the portal. You see your mom. She just whacked a boggle in the face with a frying pan. And what are you gonna do?
So if I just see the one boggle,
Yes, that is within your field of vision.
I'm going to shoot 3 magic missiles into him. Because I don't want to miss
Sounds good.
with my mom in danger.
Yep.
10 points of damage as all 3 magic missiles pierce this guy.
As the last one hits it, it just goes "Ugh," as it like just hits the floor, slumped into a pile, no longer breathing.
And no wild magic.
Well,
As I rolled an 18, I'm up to 5 though now.
okay. All right.
Mom,
So
are
your
you
mom-
okay?
Your mom, like she just like and she falls forward a minute and then she turns around and she looks back and she looks up and she's like, Lukey, oh, come on. There's a couple more over here.
Oh shit. Catch me, Mom. And I jump out or walk out or however this plane to plane existence thing works.
Yeah, you pretty much just kind of like jump out / fall down to the ground. But do so in a gracious way. And your mom just, Lukey, I can't catch you anymore. Come on. And she points and she's like, look, there's two more of those slimy bastards over there. And she points along the wall, like with this shelf where there's some like some ambient, goods for sale because you're in the shop.
Right. Okay.
And I'll give you another opportunity to do an attack on these 2 guys.
So if there's 2 of them, I'm going to do magic missile at 2nd level and do
Okay.
2 magic missiles on each of them. So the first one is max damage, so 10 points of damage on him.
Okay.
And then the second one is 6, 7, 8 points of damage on the second one.
Okay.
And
Nice.
wild magic, I got a 14, so I'm up to 6 on the wild magic.
Damn. All right. Keeping track of those spell slots there, big spender.
I am. I'm hoping that things wrap up quickly here
You would think.
because I used a bunch last week too. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Good point. So we're gonna go away from you, for a minute. But I will say that right as we go away from you, you hear Astrid's voice, like, man, you're killing it. You're killing it. But look, you might maybe look up, by the way. And you see that the hole's still open, and there's a boggle trying to crawl out of the hole
shit.
towards you, and that's where we're gonna stop on you for a minute. We're gonna pause, and we're gonna go to the rest of the gang. And we're gonna put everybody. So we got a lot of folks here. So okay, Lukar, Jack, and Velma all got 19s. So then I need to know. Like who's going first out of that group.
Not Azuri.
Well, you have a 9.
I know.
Right?
So
Wait,
Luke,
you said
Different
you
from
said
a
who?
19.
Lukar.
I said
Lukar's not with us.
Lukar, Jack, and Velma.
Lukar's not
You
with
can-
us. So we don't worry
Oh,
about
right.
him, right?
Sorry.
Right.
Never mind. My bad.
You can go first.
No, after you.
All right,
Okay,
then
so-
I will, if it is my turn.
Why don't you
You-
engage first, and then I'll follow afterwards for reasons.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Velma, you're good to go.
Then I will call out to Sable. Sable, look away. And I will pull out my force cannon and range attack on one of the dogs. Because I assumed that we're here to rescue the guy. That's what Seamus wants us to do.
Correct.
Okay,
So-
without advantage, I get 22 to hit.
Okay. It's a hit.
And a, how much force damage? 8 force damage.
Okay. It takes a hit. It takes a hit and just starts to growl at you.
All right.
Because now you made it mad.
Nice doggy. That's why I did this from range. And then I will use my bonus action to step behind Jack and Tide.
Nice. Nice. All right. Jack, it's your turn.
All right, I will take my short bow out, and I will shoot. I will shoot the same Geth Hound that my buddy Velma just shot with my short bow. And that, oh shit, that is very bad. That is 11.
To hit?
Yeah, 11 to hit.
That would not hit.
All right. Well, in that case, I shrug and say, okay, that was bad. And I will use my bonus action to hide behind Velma.
That's great. Okay. So that was fun. Let's see. We've
I had to
got
laugh.
Yeah, that is good. So it's at this point that you hear this voice, this disembodied voice that you don't know yet where it's coming from, and starts to speak to you all and says, well, Seamus, it would appear as though you brought some friends with you, did you now? What, try to get your little Gorvin back, did you? Seamus is like, it's you. He's like, it's like, I didn't think it would be you. And he says that rather cryptically. And then here we go. And then that's all you hear from the voice. Still don't see the voice where it's coming from just yet. And it's actually technically Sable's turn now.
Sable wants to cast Entangle on the wolves.
Okay.
And she's like, guys, maybe we can just leave the wolves alone and they'll just sit off to the side.
That's pretty good impersonation there. That works.
I tried. So that is a strength saving throw for the wolves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So strength for these guys is all right. So we have a 20, 15, and a 10.
The 10 is stuck in the thing.
So we're gonna say the one that's, as you guys are looking towards all of them, the one on, so it's gonna go 1, 2, 3. So from the left to the right. So 1 on the left, 2 in the center, 3 towards the back, on the right side. So this guy number 3 is the one that's going to be entangled.
Nice.
And what does that mean for that guy when he's entangled?
It means that he is restrained. So I think that is advantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
And then he makes a strength check on his turn.
Okay. So you said that's restrained?
Yep.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that's Sable's turn. Skogar. It's Skogar's turn. What's he gonna do?
Skilgar runs up and is like, "Wait, why are you hiding behind Velma?" He runs up. I don't think he can get there, so he's just going to run up to the front and just prepare an
This
action.
is where you end up.
Yeah.
So not quite in melee, but really close.
Yeah. And he's going to just use. He's going to because he didn't want to sprint, right? So he still got he can prepare his action, and he goes and just like whistles and just gets ready to swing.
Nice. All right. So then,
however, an orc whistles. I don't know how to do that.
You whistle between your teeth or tusks.
So
yeah, right.
So the hounds are going to go in order now. So Seamus is going to also move up next to you, Skogar.
I thought he was tied up.
No, that's Gorvin. Gorvin, assumedly this is
Seamus.
Gorvin over here.
Yeah.
All right. So the hound actually starts to bay, like make like this weird howling noise. I need everybody to make a wisdom save, please. Not you, Lukar. Tell me if you got below a 13.
Which one of us is the paladin that I stand by to get a bonus?
I rolled a 13 on the die, and my -1 takes me down to 12.
Oh, damn, dude.
I rolled a 13. What is my bonus? Ooh, I got a bonus. +3. 16 for me.
Sable is fine. Lissa rolled badly.
Okay. What about Azuri?
1 + 6, so 7.
All right, so everybody that
Velma
got below
rolled a 22. So
damn, nice Velma. Okay, everybody that rolled under 13 is frightened.
Oh no.
Don't be scared.
And you're frightened of the hound. So when you start your turn within 30 feet of that, if you're within 30 feet of that hound, which technically you're not, you would have to use all your movement on that turn to get as far from the hound as possible. However, the hound is going to actually howl and then move a little closer, just for funsies. So that way, like, but Jack, you passed, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Jack
I
and Velma
did.
passed. So let's see, 5, 10, 15.
But I'm hiding.
Yeah. So the rest of you guys are going to be. Anybody that failed, you'll be affected by this on your next turn and need to run away. And that frightening lasts till that hound's next turn. So that's what it does. And then this one, number 2, gets up close to you, Skogar, and tries to bite you. And does an 18 hit you?
Yep.
Wonderbar for me. Not for you. 5, 6. 10 piercing damage.
Oh boy.
Oh, and because you're frightened, there's more damage. Sorry, not sorry, but I am sorry. Shit, dude. That's 16 points of psychic damage.
Oh my gosh. So 26. Skogar immediately goes, I see why they're hiding behind Bilbo. And like he says that as he starts to move, even though it's not his turn.
Right. So then this one's restrained, so it can't move, right? So it's
right.
incapable
So it has
of
to
moving.
make us another strength save. Yep.
Okay, so it's going to make it because it's making a strength save on its turn, then, right?
Right.
Which would be now. And I'm guessing that a 10 doesn't do it.
Nope. He's still stuck.
Still stuck, and we are going to flip over to Lukar. So you got the boggle up above you, trying to come in. And as Astrid says to look up, then Astrid goes, All right. I mean, some might say it's
kind of like a,
some might argue that this is quote unquote on rails, me trying to help you. But you're still
new and learning this shit.
so we gotta put you in the right situation here.
So I can tell you
how to close
that rift.
Okay.
He says
I'm all ears.
They say, all right, so all you got to do is send your most powerful projectile that you have at it. Your most powerful spell projectile that you have, but you have to
Twin the spell and
force both of them to go at the same target.
And you can do it.
You can do it.
It's going to cost you,
but you can do it. But you'll close the rift.
Got it.
So
I think I know what you're asking, but I just want to confirm with the GM what I'm hearing. Because technically, well, actually, Bill, fireball's not a projectile because you point it and it expands where you want it to appear, and you can't twin a spell that's fireball. But that's what you're telling me to do, yes?
No, I'm just telling you to do your most powerful projectile. So, I mean, I would just I'm leaving it open to interpretation, not to rules lawyering it out of possibility.
I have no spells that are projectiles, so therefore my most powerful projectile spell is Ray of Frost.
Throw a rock.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I
guess magic missile, but is projectile, so that would be more powerful than Frost.
Yeah. So Astrid's like, all right, listen. You just have to force twin a spell onto one target.
That's
the part that's going to take a little bit more juice to pull off. And then translation is that you're going to cast a spell, you're going to twin it, but you're going to have to pay 2 times the twin in wild magic rolls. So you'll have to roll 4 times.
Okay.
But the spell will, the rift will close regardless of what happens with the wild magic.
So it's actually just 2 because it's 1 sorcery point to twin it. Well, what am I'm sorry, Bill. I'm still not following.
Okay, I'll break it down.
Astrid, tell me what spells. We haven't made it that far in the semester yet, Astrid. I need to know what to do.
Okay, so saying this out of game.
Yes.
You cast a projectile. So twinning a spell is only supposed to work if you're aiming at 2 separate targets, right?
Correct. And it also doesn't work for magic missile or fireball. It only works on spells that are targeting 1 target.
Okay. So
that's why I've only used it on Ray of Frost, because that's the only one that the only spell I have that I can twin.
Fair. So then this is where you literally just do what Astrid tells you, even if it's against the standard rules.
Yep.
Right? Because the point being is that this is wild magic.
Yep.
It's more like it's meant to be a little bit untraditional in the right.
So 2 fireballs is what you're saying then, Astrid?
You can pick whichever one you want. And Astrid says, all right, so I mean, if you make a throwing motion, the fireball probably, you could consider it a projectile, right?
Sure. I mean, I'm casting 2 fireballs, Astrid. Let's see what the hell I blow up.
Okay. So cast your 2 fireballs.
I guess I'm casting 1 fireball and twinning it.
Correct.
Right.
And so, yes. So roll all your damage because I really want to hear the amount of damage that you're about to do from back-to-back fireballs. It's like 68 or 86.
Yeah, it's 86. Echo, roll 8d6. No, not 86 d6s. 292 is not the answer. Echo, roll 8 d6s.
What if 292 was the answer?
It's 27 for the first fireball.
Okay.
Echo, roll 8 d6s. 31 on that one.
All right, so that's a grand total of
58
58 damage, right? So
Yep.
58 damage, and then so being that it's a fireball, you should obviously you roll once on your wild magic. Okay.
Yep. So wild magic 1. Uh-oh. I rolled a 4.
All right, man. Roll the
D100.
Yeah, do it.
Something good. Something good. Something good.
I'm gonna assume it won't be though.
Right.
24 is your skin turns a vibrant shade of blue.
Oh, nice.
A remove curse spell can end this effect. So I guess it's for a while. I guess I'll be blue for a long time.
We'll call you Hungry Smurf.
Hungry Smurf. So okay, so yeah, so you shoot two fireballs. The portal. So let's make this really grandiose, right? So you close the portal. The portal closes and it chops one of the ears off of the boggle that was trying to get it out. And you hear the screaming noise as the portal closes. And then right as that happens, then some of the shrapnel from the fireball that closed that up bounces back over you from behind you and hits the two boggles behind you and burns them up to a crisp. And it's like total cartoony, like charred boggle skeleton that just falls into dust on the ground, right?
Nice.
And your mom looks, she's just, and she's breathing all like kind of nervous, and she's looking around at everything that just happened, and she looks at you. Lukey, are you okay?
I'm holding my breath a little bit because that was crazy. Why?
You don't look right.
What's wrong? As I looked down at my hands, I'm like, wait, what happened to me?
You're blue, boy. You're blue.
I didn't even eat one of those everlasting gobstoppers. I'm not sure what's going on.
She runs up to you and she gives you a big, strong mom hug, and she's like, oh, you, and she's hugging you, and like your face is halfway squished into her chest, and you can't really breathe that well, and she's like trying to feel your forehead at the same time, and she's hugging you. Like, you don't feel hot. You don't look. I mean, you sure as hell made it hot in here with those fireballs. For goodness sake, son. I'm glad. I mean, yeah, you're learning some good stuff at that school, but goodness gracious, that was so much fire.
I feel good, Mom.
This is great. You singed the ceiling a little bit. Good thing we got the cousins. They can spackle up there and fix it. It's fine. Are you okay? We'll get you a lozenge and some tea. Just give me a second. And she
want some cookies too, Mom? Some homemade cookies?
Oh yeah, no problem. That's a given, son. That's a given. She comes back with a immodest cup of tea, hot tea, a plate full of cookies, and then a lozenge It's like, here, take this really quick with the tea. So maybe it's just a temperature thing, and we'll calm you down, and maybe you'll be okay.
I don't know. It seems like a temperature would have turned me blue, but like red or tan or something. Anyhow,
Lukey, just
I feel really good, Mom.
listen to your mother. I know you're Mr. Independent student now, but you can still listen to your mom every once in a while.
Okay.
Eat some cookies. That's great. That's great. That's a great picture. Oh, blue people are funny. Okay, so we're gonna cut away from you being nurtured for a moment. And we're gonna go back to the group. And we're gonna go all the way back to the top of the order, and we're gonna start with Velma again.
Wait. There's someone at the bottom of the order.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if Lissa went. I don't remember.
I skipped. Wait, hold on a second.
Because I did Sable, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cruel DM trying to.
And you cut away after the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uno
skipping
momento.
people in the initiative order is my thing, Bill.
Uno momento.
You can't steal it.
Uno momento. I like to keep it lively. Well, hell. Okay. That screws up everything then. It doesn't, but it does. Okay. I got it though. I got it. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 of you because of Sable, and then because Lukar is not there. Okay. I got everybody now. Much better. So then listen, Azuri, we'll start with you'll go, and then we'll get back to you again. So
All right.
worries.
So
In the proper
Lissa
order.
is casting sleep. She's aiming for the 2 wolves down there, and she doesn't care if she hits the yellow star guy. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. The other
you gotta-
yellow is
Are you
Skilgar's,
rolling?
the
That's HP, right?
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast it at level 2. So I'm rolling 78. I got
Oh, wow.
32. And I think it starts
Wow.
with the lowest current hit points.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because that's assuming that they have to be under that, right?
So it'll chip away. So however many hit points the first guy has, you subtract those from 32, he falls asleep. Then you go to the next guy. If there's still some points left that are greater than his hit points, he also falls asleep.
Right, but the first guy would have to have less than 32, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. No, nothing happened.
Well, damn.
Ouch.
Damn, that
Ouch.
stinks.
Good to
Oh,
know.
These wolves
Damn.
are strong.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks for Alyssa.
Oh, that's okay.
However, you do have a friend with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I need a big wing.
Yeah.
He'll fly up. I'll get close to that blue guy right in front of us.
Yeah, Big Wing's Big Wing's gonna whisper something to you.
Okay.
He's a little bit excited. Just so you like,
Got it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he's a little bit
Definitely.
amped up. He's making squawking noises.
You go, big wing.
Yeah, as
You
you just
got this.
so are you just basically going to move him into a position? Is that the
Yes, correct.
okay? All right, let
So
me
he'll be
assign.
Advancing forward.
Yeah, let me assign him a shape. Because we're going to be saving this for the next
Yeah, I think that's the
session.
one we used last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one. Yep. Perfect.
And then where is it going to be? So you're here, or no?
So
you're
where you
you're
had
there.
it was actually perfect. So yeah,
Okay.
so he's flying straight ahead towards that wolf number 1.
Yeah, he's flying in, and we're gonna fill him in a different color. Oops, that's not
Clear.
work.
Perfect.
Clear doesn't work. Let's try this one.
Like bright color.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. So he's like, like getting just just kind of like some spittle flying out of its beak, just like looking like it's got crazy eyes and stuff. He's amped up, and it's going to be Azuri's turn. Finally.
Well, Azuri's frightened, so he's gonna have to at least run away a little bit.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah. When he gets more than 30 feet away, can he turn around and fire off a spell?
I don't know, man. That seems like a little bit.
All right, he's just running away then.
That seems a little bit like much, I would say.
Look at around the corner, out of sight here.
Yeah. So you're gonna be there, and you're breathing a little heavy, but you're like, oh, you're just kind of like that was close. Like, in true Azuri fashion of like super like don't want to be here vibes. And so then now that you're out of range of it, your next turn you'll be able to do something. Right. And then so since I forgot you guys last time, so we're gonna just cut really quick from you guys back over to Lukar to kind of close this little Lukar side thing out that's happening. So your mom's sitting with you over by the counter, and it's late afternoon. The store is dying down. It's, just getting ready to close it up. She's like, "So, you doing okay? You doing okay, son?
Why so blue?
I mean, you don't look okay, but you sound okay."
I feel great, Mom. I'm learning so much from everyone at the school that I talk to. It's great.
She's gonna hear your voice and do an insight check. And she's like, "It's dirty 20." She's like, "Oh, everyone, Lukey."
Yeah, there's so many people and things I learned from while I'm at school. It's great.
Your story don't quite add up there, son.
What do you mean?
What's really going on? You can tell your mom. What's going on?
Nothing. I think I've got more powers than like most of the kids in my class.
How do you think that happened?
I don't know. Maybe something that happened before I was born.
I mean, it can't just be
or
from
not
studies,
before I was
son.
born, but before you adopted me.
Oh, that's
that
kind of
be?
weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. I mean, you remember the crazy stuff that happened when we first found you.
Not really. I put a lot of that out of my mind.
So it was a lot of really bright light. You blinded a lot of people, son, for about a good fortnight.
Blinded?
Yeah. Some kind of this crazy magic light that came from you. We just happened to come through just after it happened. And there you were in the center of the town square. And nobody could see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that. I don't seem to have those powers anymore.
It was scary, son. It was scary. But
anyone have any explanation for it?
You looked way more scared than anybody else did. But I saw, I remember seeing something that maybe, I mean, I didn't think much of it, but your dad and I thought maybe we were just seeing things. Well, we both saw it, which made it weird, but nobody else could see anything. So, but saw like there was like a person that was next to you and patting you on the shoulder. Looking like they were giving you a hug, trying to make you feel better almost. You know, like I would do to you when you get a little bit of reflux from eating too many pieces of jerky too fast, you know?
Yeah.
And I pat you
Wow.
on the back. That was kind of what they were doing. But they didn't look all the way real. You know, little bit maybe ghostly, not of, I don't know, ghost type, misty something, I don't know.
Well, weird stuff like that's been happening to me more and more. Like, I don't know how I got here so fast. We're good couple weeks away from Windshire. And now that I think about it, I don't know how I'm going to get back. The rest of the class is probably missing me. We were on a field trip.
That's
And I look up, I'm like, there doesn't seem to be any more holes in the wall or ceiling.
you know, maybe because you thought hard enough about that you wanted to help me and save me, maybe that's what gave you the power. Maybe that's all you need to do.
All right.
And then Astrid goes, bro, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah,
That's not gonna work.
I didn't think that's how that worked. I think it had
That's
something
not-
to do with. Did it have something to do with the crystal? I'm saying all this in my head, obviously.
Well,
Or was it all?
I
you?
mean,
it was like a mix.
mix of stuff.
So
The thing she's telling you about the patting on the shoulder stuff.
That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was me.
So my mom's seen you, but I haven't.
spoiler alert. That was me. That was me. You'd have
My
figured,
mom's
yeah.
seen you, but I haven't.
Well, no, she just saw the green that green mist shit,
But like as a person.
That's all. Kind of like a person. Like a
Figure of a person. Man, you look really funny, Blue.
I'm sorry.
I can't. I'm trying to take you seriously.
I just can't. Okay.
So,
Tell your mommy love her. Tell you gotta go.
give that whole spiel and
And I'll figure it.
let me do a couple things. I'll get you out of here.
Got it.
Your friends are gonna need you.
Well, hopefully I can do right by them. Hey, Ma, I gotta go. I gotta get back to class. I'll figure out how to get home. I have a feeling like one of my teachers will help me. So thanks for the tea. Thanks for the cookies. Always great. I'm gonna put a couple in my pockets for my friends. And I sort of empty the entire plate into my vest. And then and really, thanks for this lozenge. It's the best. Ma's lozenges are always the best. I'm gonna see you later. Tell Dad I said hi and hope the store's doing well. I love you. Bye-bye.
She runs up right as she says the store's doing well. She runs up and she gives you a big hug and she kisses you on the head and she says, It's doing well, but it always feels like it's doing better when you're here. And
Thanks,
she's like, love you, son. Keep making me proud. Kicking ass and taking names.
Will do.
And then you so as you hug and then Astrid's like, oh,
That's, we did a really good job
picking
them.
and then like
What?
and then right as Astrid says that, like you're like, huh? And then you all of a sudden, like your vision just goes like, like if people say, I've never had this happen to me, but people say like when you black out, like the blackness comes around from around the outside and it just turns to pinholes. And then you just like that's what happens to you. So you black out and then you come to right here, okay, on the map. So you come to right next to Gorvin, just out of nowhere. You materialize, and you see Gorvin there, and then right as you do that, you see in front of you, a being, and that being looks like this guy right here, and who will heretofore be referred to as Davidion, the Dalkir, And the Dalkir is like a specific kind of servant for evil, bad things in the world of Eberron. So, so this is some mini boss fun and excitement. So, Lukar, you appear right in front of this guy, and this guy looks at you, looks down at you, and is like, well, what kind of weird ass little blue man bullshit we got right here? And then you see him, and then he's like, nope, and then you don't see him anymore. You hear him, but you don't see him. And so now you are officially into the initiative order, and we're going to go through one more round before we call it for the evening. We're going to start top of the order now that we've got everybody. Let me make sure I get Lukar in the addition. He's also 19. Are you going to be first? I feel like surprise round is appropriate for you. You're also surprised, so like I think it's depending on what you do, maybe it's at disadvantage. But then I would say, what's your dex? Do you know what's your dex, Lukar?
I have a +3 bonus. My dex is 16.
Jack, you're probably higher than +3. You're on mute.
I do have more than that.
Okay. So then, but then Velma was going before you. So Lukar, we're gonna give you I'll give you like a small surprise round, but then I'm gonna put you after Jack in initiative. So I'll give you a really quick surprise thing.
Hi. Everyone sees me, I assume?
Yes.
And so
except for Azuri.
Just to be clear, there was a guy in front of me. He disappeared, but I could still hear him.
Yes.
There's 3 Yeth hounds.
Yep.
And then there's another bad guy to boot.
Yes.
No, that's what you see right now is the 3 Yeth hounds, and then the one guy that was right in front of you then disappeared.
All right. Hey guys, look what I can do. I cast polymorph on myself. And
Nice.
And I turn into a blue slab.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is great, dude.
That's awesome.
That is perfect. What's it called again?
It's a blue slad, SLAAD.
Ah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Odd, I don't know.
So you turn into this slad, and you're like, roar, and Sable, you hear Sable just go, holy shit, and she's like, listen, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think we gotta kill these hounds, but yeah.
Velma, it's your turn.
All right. I did not actually see a blue man appear behind me, but I did hear him say I can polymorph. I did recognize his voice, and I'm glad that he is back. I will shoot hound number 1, which is coming at me.
Yes. Because you are not frightened. So shoot hound number 1.
No, too hard boiled.
I've seen it all, man.
No, that was a natural 1, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, all right. And that's from your hand cannon?
Yes.
Yeah, nat 1, that's going to give you an overheat, so you won't be able to use it next round.
Shit.
Okay. I see Skogar coming to hide behind me, and I try to wave him off, and I use my bonus action to go hide in the woods next to us.
Okay. That's great. So you're in the trees. Okay. Jack, it's your turn.
All right. There are a lot of colors going on. Where are the dogs? Like what?
The dogs are blue. The dogs are blue.
Are those blue dogs.
Restrained dog.
All
That's
right.
the scary dog.
What's that sideways L?
Big Wing.
That's Big Wing.
That's Big Wing. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. First of all, Lukar, you really blew us all away with that trick.
Nice.
But you
This
know,
coming from the guy that said he was hoping he didn't come back.
well, you know, I'm just saying he blew us all away. You know, just
nice.
going for the pun. That's all.
I completely missed the dad joke.
That's what I was going for.
I
the
thought
pun.
you were real. I thought you were being genuine,
No,
genuinely complimentary.
I
should know better.
You should. You really ought to.
Take two.
All right. I mean, like nobody who's at. So Skogar's up there. All right. I'm gonna go beyond, side by Big Wing past that first blue one.
Okay.
You know, and then I'm gonna go to the one that Skogar is attacking.
Yeah.
And I would love to attack that one.
Okay.
I would like to stab it with short swords.
That's going to be number 2. You should stab that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab number 2.
Okay.
And that's gonna be for Chet. 10. That is bad rolling.
What did you roll to hit?
10. 10. 10
Oh,
is
10.
what I
Okay,
rolled to
sorry.
hit.
I thought that was your damages. Yeah, that's
no. That's the roll to hit. That's another poor roll this evening.
Cool.
So all that talk and all those jokes, and I come up short.
And we are back to polymorph Lukar.
I'm feeling blue.
Right. Well, the Slad has 3 attacks.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
I don't know where I guess I'm going to attack the
Make you a little bigger.
There's
a hound there, and there's a restrained hound here.
I'll attack the first hound.
This one.
I'm going to do my bite, which is
the center one, the center blue dot right here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number 2. Got it. Go for
number
it.
2. I got a 13 to hit.
Oh, that's a miss.
Ooh. Well, I get 2 attacks with my claws, so I will try to. I'll try to claw him. That's a 27 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 2d6, I don't use these. So for damage, not very good. It's only 8 slashing damage.
That's pretty good.
It's not a humanoid, so it's not poison. But I'll attack it again with my. And that, that's only a 14 to hit?
Meets it beats.
All right. That is 11 points of slashing damage.
All right, nice. So you do a couple do a couple of sizable slashes at this thing, but it's just it just keeps snarling as you're attacking and doing damage to it, it's just making it more mad. And is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. So that voice you heard, you hear again, and it's like, ooh, you seem kind of fun, don't you? You seem very interested in that, you big blue monster thing. And let's see, what's his there we go. My tabs are up at the top. Boom. Okay. And you see 2 beams of crackling energy just seem to come out from nowhere, Lukar, that are firing towards you. One completely misses you, and the other one is a 15.
A 15 meets it beats.
Okay. That is going to be for 6 force damage as an eldritch blast has struck you in your chest. Davidion says, y'all, you could all just leave and just let me do my thing, what I need to do, and everything will be just wonderful. And it's going to be Sable's turn.
Sable is gonna whip out her quarterstaff.
Because she wasn't scared, right?
No, she was not.
Yeah, okay.
So she will run forward. Let's see.
This guy?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And Yeah, it hit. Well, she's casting Shillelagh. I think that's a cantrip. Yeah, bonus
Okay.
action. Perfect. So then she
Okay.
attacks with it. Ooh, that's a 6 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oof.
It's like, I'm gonna get you, weird ass dog. And then she misses. Okay, maybe next time.
Sable.
Skogar, your turn.
Sable, remember, go for the neck as he starts running. In which wolf was Skogar?
This is the one. This is the one that was frightening
He's
you.
running.
So you,
I mean, he wanted to run.
You would run this way, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he has to use his movement away.
Yeah. So you're over here.
Okay.
And you're gonna try to get out of view as quickly as you can.
Yeah. So I use my movement to do that.
Yep.
And then to end my turn, I'll repeat the saving throw. But before that, he's going to take his second wind, which I think would be allowable and frightened, right?
Yeah.
It's a bonus action. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So he rolls his hit points and max roll. That was needed. And then repeats his saving throw.
Yeah. Wisdom.
Yeah. Fails again.
Okay. Okay. And then Lissa, it's your turn.
All right. So my bad. I forgot I was frightened last round. But I didn't do anything anyways. So it works out.
So yeah,
I would be a little bit farther away. And then what should I do? Make the saving throw? Or
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think you make a saving throw.
All right, so that time is a pass.
Okay, so now you're back here by Azuri and you're good to go. Azuri, yeah, you never rolled your saving throw, I don't think, from last time.
Azuri was just like, I choose to be frightened.
No, saving throw for wisdom. Oh, geez, that's like a 25.
Oh, there you
okay,
go.
So you're also good then.
So
you'll be able to take your turn. So Lissa, you're fine. Yeah, so you're fine for next turn. Azuri, you can take a turn.
All right, Big Wing.
Oh yes, Big Wing. What's Big Wing?
He's not frightened. He's fine.
Okay.
He's
yes.
attacking.
This guy.
Beak. So he's a multi-attack, 2 attacks, one with beak, one with talons.
Okay. All right.
The 10 for the beak, that doesn't hit.
No.
And then an unnatural 20 for the talons.
Oh, that's a hit.
All right. He does 13 slashing damage.
With my talons. Nice. All right. These hounds are pretty strong, man.
Seriously.
So all right, that is Big Wing. Azuri, what are you doing?
Azuri's gonna run back around the corner so he can see the hounds again.
Okay.
And he is going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
All right.
When I cast it, I get to make an attack. So I'm gonna pop a warhammer that looks just like mine, but it's spectral. Right behind this hound that Big Wing just attacked.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to wallop it with this spectral warhammer. I get an attack the turn I cast it.
Okay. Let me make a. Here we go. I think that'll work. No, I don't want that color. I need it to be that color. There we go. Okay, where's it going to go here?
Behind. We'll put it behind it so that it's not in the way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And is it going to attack on this turn or no?
Yeah. So I make a melee spell attack.
Do it.
25 to hit.
That's a hit.
And then it's D8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. All right. So that's going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage, magical bludgeoning damage.
Nice. The hound's like, but still standing. But a nice chunk of damage done.
I'm scared of you.
So, number 1 is going to attack. It's going to try to bite Sable. Sable is not frightened though, so that's a good thing. It's going to miss. trying to do that to Sable. The second hound is going to attack you, Jack, with a bite, and it's also going to miss. Number 3, what does it try to do to get unrestrained?
Strength save.
Got it. It fails.
All right.
So still restrained. Very uneventful round for the hounds. So it is 10:07. So I think this is an appropriate place to pause. There will be no cliffhanger because we are literally in the middle of a pretty sizable battle. So I will save this map and where everybody's at, and we will pick up next. We'll pick up the session again next week. And the Lukar, yeah, you're still going to be in this form, right? And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to cover because everybody's, you had your only little side story and we cleared that up. So
Cool.
I think we're all good.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Glad you liked it. We'll jump back in. We'll finish this battle. Hopefully a week out from finishing this battle, and
hopefully.
Yeah.
Wrap
we'll
up this year.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. So
All right.
thanks everybody.
What is a slad? And why did Lukar turn into it? Is Sable going to rage out again? What is Davidion's plan with Gorvin? Will Bigwing do something cool soon? And what was up with those crystal formations anyways? Answers to these questions and many more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures, brought to you by the Wednesday Night Crew. If you would like to support this podcast, please do so by going to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And for a mere $3 a month, you can get a shout out. Just like our very first Patreon supporter, Jonathan Boyd. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the donation and your support. Once again, that is patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. See you next week.